We are brought to you today by Smooth My Balls. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, are you sick of cutting yourself, nipping yourself with those old razors that you've used 412 different times? Well, Smooth My Balls has you covered. Your number one source for male grooming products. Dedicated to providing you the very best trimmers with an emphasis on service, friendliness, and overall good experiences. Smooth My Balls has come a long way from its beginnings in England. When they first started out, their passion was for male grooming. That drove them to start their own business and to find the best products suitable for easy grooming. You will thank me later, your privates will thank me later, and your partner will thank me later, because you're gonna be smooth as an egg. Trust me. Use code POP at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Limit one order per household per day. Guys, girls, get on it. Shave up. Get it. We are brought to you today by Kai CBD, a Las Vegas-based health and wellness brand that crafts a full-spectrum CBD hemp-derived product line. Made with 100% love, the brand was created by a 20-year licensed massage therapist for her husband who suffers from chronic pain. Healing is what Kai lives for. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram and mention Pop Culture Corner to receive 10% off your order of all or any of their CBD-derived product line. Guys, their website is in the works. Head over to their Facebook or Instagram. The links are in the description below. Mention Pop Culture Corner and get 10% off. This ad is an easy one for me. Easy, as I use the products myself. They are wonderful. So head over, mention Pop Culture Corner, and get 10% off your order of all orders forever. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Welcome.
Yeah, guys.
All in the chat.
Yeah, welcome, guys. We are here for Pop Culture Corner nightly. We made the switch from the morning to the night, so we're doing the thing at night now.
We're doing the thing.
Yeah, so to be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with alternate variations of styles. But yes, we took what you said seriously. Before we get into all the topics tonight, as always, make sure to like this video, share it on social media so your friends, family, and enemies can watch along with you, and you can be toxic and hate each other and all that good stuff
together.
Yeah, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, and if this is your first time here, welcome. We are actually good people. I promise. Smash that join button below. Become a member of the Pop Culture Corner. You get tons of exclusives, behind the scenes content, early access, discounted merch, and pretty much anything else I can throw at you that you'd be willing to take. All right. So I know I really haven't done anything for a while, at least with you guys. Over the weekend, I had the honor of having on a friend of mine who I met driving Lyft. He was such an interesting guy, and I really had a good time talking to him. But you know, how was E3? How did it end? How did it go?
It was good, man. It was good. You know, I would say it was a tad underwhelming, just a tad underwhelming. You know, I'll be honest, you know, like during the pandemic, you had like for movie stuff, I was pretty happy. Like DC fandom had a lot, you know, Marvel had that whole thing where they just went off and released their whole slate.
Yeah.
You know, and this was even though there were some teasers to some stuff and some games we've been looking forward to, even the teasers were pretty underwhelming. Starfield is a game they've been working on for 20 years. And like we got a 2-minute teaser and it was straight up just a dude in a spaceship turning the spaceship on and narrating.
Oof.
And we were like, we waited 20 years for that. You've been building up 20 years. So, well, you know, we'll see. Obviously, as the summer goes on, there's other things, but a tad underwhelming this year for E3.
All right. Well, I mean, there's always the next one. What's the next like video game thing that's
So I
coming?
believe Sony has its own thing.
Yeah, because
Where
they
they
weren't there this year, right?
Right, they were not there this year. They haven't been there past couple years because they've been doing their own thing. Which and we kind of talked about it. Kind of makes me lead to believe that maybe E3 may not be be around that much longer. We may see
Everyone doing
these.
their own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We may see people just do their own thing. So
Imagine that.
we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like it's not a thing, but like for instance, there are like with the movie world, right? Like Comic-Con is a big thing, but even DC and well, no, not DC. I think Marvel's pulled out of it before. No, or maybe it was DC.
Marvel has skipped a year. Yes,
Yeah, and they
Marvel.
did the D3, the
Yes,
D23 Expo.
yes,
So
yes.
it's not something that we've never seen before.
Right.
I think there is a huge market for these like big conventions, but when they're virtual, it's not as big.
It's not the same.
It's not.
You very well felt that this weekend at E3 because it wasn't virtual. I mean, that's kind of one of the fun things about E3 is like the big crowd. You get to demo the games and everything. A couple of years ago, Keanu Reeves came out for Cyberpunk, and like everybody was just so it definitely loses
How
its
is that
flair
game?
when it's
How is that game? The Cyberpunk
phenomenal.
Game?
It is phenomenal.
Okay. Because a lot of people said it wasn't, or maybe at the beginning.
Well, here's the thing. It started off really rough because it was made for the previous generation, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and it did not work on Xbox One and PlayStation. I mean, like you could not play that game like at all. It was so glitchy, so buggy. So it was only people who had a PC and an Xbox Series X and a PS5. So it lost a lot of flair because of that, and it lost a lot of attention. It was supposed to be this big game. They're working on some updates and stuff, and once you actually are able to play it, it's phenomenal. Like it's Keanu Reeves with a robot arm, and he's basically pissed off at you, screaming at you the whole game, telling you how worthless you are and to kill people. Like, what else would you want? Like, it is.
But yeah, all right. So whatever D3, I mean, whatever it was called, E3, D3, Q4.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
75, 69. That's all.
Hopefully next year, maybe they get the audience back, and hopefully maybe they bring back what's actually cool about these conventions, and that's the audience reaction. I think that without that, it's missing some sort of element.
It's not the same. Yeah.
So let's jump into some stuff here because I did want to talk about a few things.
Yes.
So here, let's start it off small. We have Wonka. And
I don't
know, how excited are you for Wonka with the Timothy Chalamet or whatever his name is?
I'm in the middle, right? I really I think Timothy Chalamet is like one of the best young actors. Like he's right now he's looking like the young Leonardo, up and coming of that generation. So I would think he would be, smart in his choices, and if it was terrible, he would pass. But maybe there's something to it. Originally, I think Warner Brothers changed course, as they always do.
Well, here's the thing. So it's going to be a musical origin set in 19th century England during the Industrial Revolution. And the filming will begin in September, but I didn't think they were going to go full musical with this.
Right.
I mean, for the most part, it's kind of got me excited in a wee bit of the fashion. Okay, I'm not a huge musical guy, as you know, in the Heights kind of stuff. And it's not even that In the Heights looked bad. It's that it looks super corny. Musicals are one thing.
Well, yeah.
But the corn, the cheesiness of it all, like no one breaks out into song like that unless you're in like Glee Club.
And that's the thing. Like with musicals, I think like I said, you just have to accept it. You
CAIDEN's
have to
excited for Wonka.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to be excited once it gets like a little more out there, a little just develops more and more casting things, because a lot of people like Timothy Chalamet. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I do think
And it's coming out after Dune, and Dune might really put him on like even general audience radar.
I hope so. I hope so.
So it's good for him. Very good for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as far as the musical stuff goes, you're absolutely right. Musicals are the most unrealistic thing ever to be ever, right? It's just, it'll never happen. Nobody's ever gonna break out in song on top of cars in the middle of LA and do an entire choreographed musical number like they did in La La Land. But I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, it's almost like like the fantasy, or it's got to have some magic or whatever, like what you have, right? You just have to know it's a fantasy and kind of fall for it. It's easier when it's things like, for me, like Into the Woods, when you're already dealing with Rapunzel and all these magical characters and stuff, and it's just in that universe, so it's just easier for me to go, right. That's okay, yeah, this is gonna happen. Of course, I'm gonna burst into song. Yes. But I understand. But I think In the Heights, I don't know. I watched it on HBO this weekend.
It's supposed to be fantastic.
It is just a feel-good, fun.
And it's one of those movies, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's one of those movies that doesn't really have a villain. No. You could maybe say that the surrounding area or where they are is sort of like the villain. Like society around them's the villain, I suppose. Yeah. But from what I'm gathering, it really is a feel-good movie. And,
it's a very feel-good movie, and it's so much fun, and it has a lot of it's just, look, you can't really say anything bad about it, right? Yeah, they burst into song and stuff, but it's just so fun, and it's so, the guys are so cool. Anthony Ramos, he's so cool, and he handles it so well as the lead and stuff.
Yeah, and they get a pretty good cast around it.
Great cast. The kid from Straight Outta Compton.
It was weird seeing him.
Man, he's a phenomenal singer and dancer.
Yeah,
I was like, Dr. Dre.
Yeah. Dr. Dre is out here singing in Brooklyn, or where is it? Brooklyn Heights?
No. Washington Heights.
Sorry. Yes. Whatever. It was just it was such a drastic change from Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly.
Straight Outta Compton, and then we see him in the Heights. Straight Outta Compton, but Into the Heights. That's where Dr. Dre goes, my friend.
He goes, man. It was funny. Did you ever see that they tried to do that 24 spinoff with him? No. I forgot. Yeah, they had a 24 spinoff that starred him. Oh. And I forgot what it was called. It was 24 something. I didn't watch it. It got canceled after the first season. Didn't work out and stuff. Yeah. But that was his in between from Straight Outta Compton. Right. 24 in the Heights.
Right. Yeah, so let us know, guys. Are you excited for Wonka? I know this isn't like crazy news, but it is movie news, and that's what we do here. Guys, it's really fun to be here again at night. I haven't really done streams at night for a long time. Like, I'll join Quick Dip every once in a while, but I'm actually kind of glad to be back at night.
You've been leaving us, man. You've been going to other people's streams.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so let me know in the comments below. Are you excited for? I almost said In the Heights. Are you excited for In the Heights? Are you excited for Wonka, which is going to be a musical set in 19th century England during the Industrial Revolution, and it will be a musical. In fact, switching gears though to something that I think we could talk about a little bit longer. Indiana Jones. So Indiana Jones is like, it's up there with some of the biggest IP that there is.
Yes.
Right. And Harrison Ford's been seen on set. And as you can see here on the train, there's a Nazi symbol.
It's Nazi.
Well, you wonder if it's sequentially taking place, right? How could this movie have Nazis in it? Because it's
maybe it's an old.
Well, I'm thinking maybe it's a flashback.
Flashback.
Could be a flashback.
It's an older thing. Actually, I read somewhere that he's been spotted with the little dots on his face. Harrison. So,
Yeah. They're de-aging him,
indicating that
for sure.
they're gonna de-age him. But
they're definitely gonna de-age him for some scenes. I would kind of do it. I'm not a huge Indiana Jones guy.
Okay.
I'll be super honest with you.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. All I know is I did a little research into this, and it seems like the movies that feature Indiana Jones and Nazis do a lot better at the box office and just in general than ones that don't. Crystal Skull and I forget what the other one it is, didn't feature Nazis and they weren't as liked. So I feel like this director may be like, all right, well, let's just go back to what works. And
Crystal Skull was also Crystal Skull.
Right.
But
I don't know what that means.
You may have it was terrible. Okay. But you may have a point. Could be the Nazi thing. I think the last one just it kind of I don't know it didn't work out, right? That whole thing that it was like actually I'm sure like you can put aliens right into the Indiana Jones series.
Well, they've already established
just the way that they
supernatural elements to this world.
Yeah, right? There always has right. There always has been. But to I think the way that they just did it was just a little what? Right. But you could be right. Look, it's got a whole new director, which is for me, I think it's pretty exciting. It's James Mangold. So the guy that did 3/10 Yuma and Walk the Line, Logan. So he has a history of like perfect films, in my opinion. The guy hasn't made a bad movie, and I think he's gonna knock it out of the park. The cast too is also pretty good. Phoebe Waller Bridges or something like that.
Yeah.
And then who else? Oh, the villain is Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes.
Super excited for that, man. I mean, come on, he's a fun. He's one of those guys that he's the best guy to cast as a villain because he's just terrifying. Did you ever see Hannibal?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, dude, terrifying.
I liked him in Doctor Strange as well. He was great in Doctor Strange.
I argue that him, Killmonger, Loki are the best villains of the besides Thanos, obviously, besides the main one, are the best villains of Phase 1 through 3, I guess, right? Because every other villain is forgettable except for his Killmonger. I
think the style of Doctor Strange really excited me, and his villain had cool motivations, and I liked the whole sorcery aspect of it. It was a little bit darker.
It opens with him doing that ritual and stuff.
It was pretty dope. I really did. Doctor Strange I feel like is underrated actually when it comes to where it places in the MCU list of people's favorites, because Doctor Strange is really good. Really good. Probably
my top 5.
Yeah.
I really and when it came out, I said that it was it was one of my favorite Marvel movies I'd ever seen. And it's held. That one has held up.
Caden said he sent me something, so I'm just gonna check real quick. But I mean, have you seen all the Indiana Joneses?
I have, yeah. I watched them. I think we watched them in school. So I mean, I'm kind of like you. They're cool, right? I'm not crazy about them. Actually, they're George Lucas helped write those stories and create that character and stuff with Steven. And so, but yeah, I'm not too crazy about it. We'll have to see here if. Okay. Space race.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, here it is. And this is coming from the Illuminati, pretty trusted source on exclusive kind of news and stuff. So what it's saying here is Indiana Jones 5, new details on Mads Mikkelsen's villain character and the film's connection to outer space. Exclusive. So this come from the Illuminati, again, not taking credit for it, but giving it to them, guys. So basically what it's saying is everyone's favorite adventuring archaeologist is coming back for a new exciting adventure with the long-awaited and highly anticipated Indiana Jones 5, which honestly, I was one of the people that kind of thought that this movie was never going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Me neither. Actually, I would have never guessed that it would happen.
Really though, like this movie, like I really didn't think this was ever going to actually come to fruition.
Not only did the last one wasn't, I mean, yes, it made money, but it wasn't well received with audiences. It's also like, dude, Harrison's 90.
Right,
you know,
right.
like you cannot believably keep this up. Like,
yeah.
So
with the de-aging stuff though, like,
yeah,
that's one thing, but like he also has to be able to like perform throughout the film as well. So let's get to the stuff where it talks about Mads. I don't see it here. Okay, so plot and character details. Okay, plot and character details have still been kept tightly under wraps until now. The Illuminati can exclusively reveal the roles of Mads Mikkelsen and Shawnee Renee. Jesus, that's a weird name.
Right.
We'll just call her Renee Wilson. And on top of that, when the next installment of Indiana Jones franchise will take place. So it comes down to here. Mads Mikkelsen's character description, not only, all right, come on, just get to it, guys. Jesus Christ. All right, so logically be set during the 1960s space race. NASA's Apollo 11 landed on the moon in 1969. So it wouldn't be a shock for the film to be set later in the 60s, especially since the fourth Indiana Jones film was set in 1957. So yeah, chronologically, that would make sense. And in classic Indiana Jones fashion, it looks like our hat-wearing, whip-wielding archaeologist will have another chance to punch some Nazis, with Mikkelsen's villain being a former scientist for Hitler's Reich.
Okay, so I'm sure there will be flashbacks, probably. But
maybe
at the same time, this dude probably has army things and things left over from.
Well, I was gonna say maybe the Nazis kind of had this technology or something that we didn't see on screen, and it was like a failsafe to enable that they would be able to make it from decade to decade to decade. So maybe some supernatural element working in here or something. I don't know.
There's always, that's the cool thing. There is always a little bit of that in these films. Obviously one of the films they're dealing with the Ark of the Covenant, and the Crystal Skull. They're dealing with aliens and stuff. Here's my question, though. Do you think Shia LaBeouf is going to show up in this? My favorite, Shia LaBeouf.
Why was he in these?
He was coming in Crystal Skull. Remember, he was. I've
never seen any of these movies.
Oh, hot take, guys!
I literally said that to you.
I didn't hear.
I said, yeah, I've never seen any of these.
I didn't hear. I haven't seen them. I just heard. I'm not the biggest fan. I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't seen them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Not. But Mads shared his excitement about Indiana Jones 5 script. I'm very, very excited about it. I rewatched Raiders of the Lost Ark the other day. It is so well done and so charming, and it's such great storytelling. So yes, it's a great honor to be a part of the franchise that I grew up with. I'm in a lucky position where they let me read the script before, and yes, it was everything I wished it to be. So that was just great. So high praise coming from this. From
Mads. Yeah.
High praise.
Again, too. There's some of the people that have joined this. Phoebe too makes me want to see it a little bit more. I think it's going to be a different Indiana Jones film for sure, but I'm sure they'll honor what's been there and stuff. But I am looking to look. It's James, so I'm looking forward to something a little darker, maybe a little harsher.
Yeah, I think that darker wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah. Because
I mean, are the Indiana Jones movies like pretty lighthearted,
joyful, adventure, swashbuckling fun? Unless Indy's dealing with a snake, which he hates snakes. Then it gets a little scary. But other than that, yeah, they're pretty lighthearted. They are. They're for the family, right?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we do have a rumor here. and it's an MCU rumor that I did want to
Gossip,
talk about.
guys.
What?
We're gonna have some gossip.
Yeah. So this is take this with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed by any means, but take it with a grain of salt is basically what I'm saying. So let me get it up here again. Remember the Marvels, right?
Yes.
All right. So South Korean actor Park Seo-joon is rumored to appear in the Marvels.
Oh, the dude from Parasite.
Yes.
Hey.
So according to this article, he is scheduled to leave for the USA by the second half of this year to begin filming for his MCU debut in the Marvels. Yes. So I mean, does this get you a little bit more excited for the Marvels? No.
It actually does. I think I will say this. I absolutely love that Marvel is reaching out to people like him.
Right.
And putting them in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think that's phenomenal. And it's so cool that he's gonna make a name for himself, over there and over here. And I love that, actually. I think that's phenomenal. I can't wait if that's true.
He's good. He was good in that film, Parasite.
Everybody was good in that film, man. The dad, he's a very famous Korean actor, and he's worked with that director. I can't pronounce their name, so I'm not even going to try. Many a times, but I think that's awesome. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Pretty exciting stuff. Especially because the Marvel is one of those ones that's like just not getting me excited. It's just not,
what? I'll be honest.
Never
the most excited I am about that movie is to pick up where Photon's story left off.
Yes. She's
I'll be honest.
Cool. I like Monica Rambeau and I like Monica Rambeau. I really don't want them to lean too heavy into this political correctness. So I can't really stand it. And
I didn't
it just
think
seems
they
like
did
what
too
this
bad
movie
with
is going to be doing.
I didn't think they did too bad with her in WandaVision as far as
WandaVision was not the problem. It's movies like this where
they'll do that. Yeah.
Where like the political correctness like needs to be at the forefront and like slapped on your face and pushed in your eyes. It's just not something I'm super into.
I agree.
But again, take it with a grain of salt, guys. We don't know much about what the Marvels is, but
besides it's a team up of the Marvels.
Yes, exactly. The Marvels. Here's something that you should have a lot to say about. So Ahsoka is.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yes. So what is it?
So there's a Jedi that actually trained with Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. Will apparently be making an appearance here in the Ahsoka series, coming to Disney Plus whenever they decide to release that. Barriss
Offee.
I forgot him. Oh, Barriss Offee, I think.
It's Offeee.
Yeah, Barriss Offee. Yeah, Barriss Offee.
And again, this is coming from the Illuminati. So I mean, how are they going to do an Ahsoka show?
So the Ahsoka show is going to pick up after the events of Rebels. After the events of Rebels. So it goes Star Wars Clone Wars, which takes place in between Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones. Then it goes Rebels, which takes place in between. Rebels takes place in between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to make sure.
So what's an Ahsoka show?
Ahsoka will probably take place with the Mandalorian, which is after Return of the Jedi. So. Yes. Yeah. So it'll be after Return of the Jedi, which is where the Mandalorian is set. So Darth Vader's dead. The Empire's dead. Thrawn is still out there. So Thrawn was around when Vader was around. But he's still out there. She's going to be searching for Thrawn. So that's going to be her mission and her series. So she's going to be
searching for Thrawn. And Thrawn's a bad guy, right?
Thrawn is a bad guy, but she's also searching for Ezra, where is a character from Rebels, a Jedi from Rebels, and that at the end of that series went missing, and so she'll be on the search for Thrawn and Ezra. Correct.
Okay. And who is Ezra?
So Ezra was a young Jedi that worked with her and a guy actually that was the first episode of the Bad Batch. I already forgot his name. Ezra's master. Ezra's master. Blah blah blah. Like the, yeah, Kanan Jarrus. So Kanan Jarrus was the master of Ezra. He's a young Jedi introduced in Rebels after the fall of the Empire, and starts working with Ahsoka and Rex from the Clone Wars, who are older. You know, they weren't a part of Order 66. They've been surviving on their own for years. You know, so that's where he comes from. He's introduced in Rebels as like the young new Jedi.
Huh. Interesting. And so, do you think a show like this is going to be like massive, or
Massive?
You really think Ahsoka has the IP and ability
in the
to
Star
do
Wars in the Star Wars community? Ahsoka has become one of everyone's all-time favorite characters, straight up. And in a series like this, we're bound to see some big names in the Star Wars IP and universe.
Okay.
People like Rex. It would be crazy to see Rex.
I love Rosario Dawson, and I know for me, a general audience member, right? For all intensive purposes, for Star Wars, I am I'm really a general audience member.
Yes.
And
yes.
I know when she came on screen the first time, it was so cool, because she like the way she wield the lightsabers, and how just the mannerisms, and how she brought like a sense of comfort, because you know where our story takes place with the Mandalorian and the child, and you know he kind of doesn't know what he's doing, but she comes in and she kind of like she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, and you know there's this you know it's a really beautiful, like, for deep fans of the Star Wars franchise, that moment when she's sitting and just smiling with Grogu, and it's like nighttime, and they're talking. Yeah, Caden agrees. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be a huge show. But when she's sitting and talking with Grogu, you're thinking, you know, these two actually probably were in the Jedi Temple as younglings together. And
because how old is Ahsoka?
So Ahsoka, let's see, the Clone Wars.
Because he's 50, right?
Is she? I think she's around when the Clone Wars begins. I think she's like just about to be 20 or still in. Let's see, how old is Ahsoka when the Clone Wars begins?
Well, I don't know if that really matters.
Well, it does, because Grogu's 50. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because do they live? Does she live longer? You know.
So it's very well that they could have been. You know, they could have known the same people, the same Jedi and stuff and all that. So we know Grogu was around for Order 66. He was around. You know.
I wonder if they'll ever tell that kind of story, like how he got out of that.
I would so love that.
You know what I mean, though? Because
they're gonna have to. They're gonna.
Maybe that's why he was being. Do you think maybe that's why he was being held? Captive?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was being.
Because when we first see him, he's being held captive by some people, some bad guys. They're not necessarily the Empire, right? Though they weren't the Empire that was holding him, right? Because the Empire was searching for him.
No, they were searching for him. For him.
So it was someone else.
Yeah, so it's, you know, whoever knew about Grogu knew, you know, oh, this kid's gonna be powerful. We got to keep him safe. Got to keep him away. So it turns out when Clone Wars begins, Ahsoka's 14 years old.
Oh, geez.
So that would mean, yeah, she was about. Wow, she was a little kid, and she was a youngling. She'd been training as a Jedi as a youngling. Yeah, it's very well possible that she knew Grogu, like in training and all of that when she was growing up. So there is this bond between the two of them, and that show that I just thought was absolutely beautiful and stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, here's the thing: she is a character that can carry her own, as
Right.
we saw that fight with her and that chick, you know, kind of samurai style, very reminiscent of like the old
Yes.
samurai. Oh, I was just sitting there. It was like porn to me. I'll be honest. I was just like, this is one of the best things I've ever seen.
How is because you know, honestly, since it started, I haven't really heard much out of it. How is the Bad Batch? Is it performing well? Is it good?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was thinking about that. Maybe I'll do like an update when we get to episode 10 or something, because I've been watching every week. It is so good. And it gets better and better every week.
So why haven't we been hearing about it? Like like, you know what I mean? Like in the trades at all, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see how it is doing. Yeah, Disney hasn't said anything about it. I don't know. Maybe it's I would hope it's doing well, because as far as the writing, as far as the show itself, it is so good. They just last week they brought back Rex from the Clone Wars, where when we you saw. No, you didn't see any of the Clone Wars animation. Okay, so we last left off. He took off after, you know, avoiding being having to do Order 66. He took off. Ahsoka and him parted ways, and so they brought him. They brought him in to the last episode. We got to see where kind of he's been and catch up where what he's doing and stuff. And they're kind of leading into that. Some of these other Clone Wars characters are probably going to appear in this show, and that might help boost, right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Clone Wars and all these other animated shows, Bad Batch, are those considered canon for the films and the live action stuff?
Yes.
So those so it's theoretically the same world. It's just
it is the same universe. Animation
belief over like animation versus live action. It's all just one kind of thing.
There was even an awesome moment in the final season, the final episode of Clone Wars, because the final season matches up and links directly to Revenge of the Sith. In fact, it plays all the way into as Revenge of the Sith, the movie's going on. You're seeing all the other events that were happening while Revenge of the Sith was happening, basically.
Because I always wondered that, like,
and you actually see flashbacks, right, of the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight in animation, and you see flashbacks of some of these other scenes in anime, like Padme approaching him pregnant in animation. It was just so cool. It was such an amazing connection how they did it, because that final season also, like, the budget on that animation was gorgeous. They actually did motion capture for the lightsaber work. Yeah, they brought in the original guy that did Darth Maul, and he did all of his motion capture lightsaber fight scenes, and it was oh man, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Well, yeah. So guys, let us know. Have you been watching The Bad Batch? And are you excited for Ahsoka Tano to get her own show and to lead it? And then kind of basically like for this Disney Plus Star Wars, you know, universe to kind of expand and go further than just The Mandalorian, because as we know, some people really don't like the sequel trilogy and what the movies have brought. So I do know that a lot of Star Wars fans, if not all of them, are enjoying the Disney Plus stuff. It's a little
Disney
bit more
Plus
true to the, you know, the style and the themes and, you know, all that kind of stuff for Star Wars, rather than, you know, the sequel trilogies for some people like me or Austin, whereas it's not for some people like Jack.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, again, that's a story for another time. But I mean, I think they're good.
Yeah, Last Jedi is phenomenal.
Yeah. So check this out.
Yeah.
There was this movie that was coming out, and it was coming to Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus was marketing this as this is going to be their movie that brings them on to the playing field.
Right, onto the board.
Right?
Yeah.
This movie is going to be the bee's knees, where balls to the wall, sci-fi action, and it's Infinite.
Yes.
Now, Infinite has potential. If you read, you know, maybe like a synopsis for what the story would be, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it sounds like really cool, actually.
Yeah.
But the reviews are so bad.
Yeah, that's what
they
I've
are
heard.
So bad. Like they're saying that this is like pretty bad, like up there with Cats bad.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's pretty bad. And it's kind of sad because I was gonna watch it. Now I don't know if I'm a big Mark Wahlberg fan, so I'm kind of surprised that he would do. And Antoine Fuqua, directed it. So it kind of makes me wonder what happened there. Was it the script? Was it or what?
What I'm hearing is that it's like the dialogue is just so campy and corny, and it's not necessarily the action sequences as it is the dialogue between characters is just like fully takes you out of the story.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's yeah. So
can you guess what the score is for Rotten Tomatoes? Without looking, of course.
13.
17%.
Ooh.
17% on Rotten Tomatoes, Infinite on Paramount Plus, and they were marketing this movie to be the next.
Yeah, it was gonna be their. It was gonna be their movie. It was gonna be their big, like you said, they're big onto the playing field. Look, it was marketed super late. I didn't hear about this movie until a month ago. They've only made mention of Wahlberg and Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm seeing here. Yeah, Dylan O'Brien was in the movie. I never even knew that until now. Again, the marketing started super late. I think this was just kind of bound to fail all around. I don't see it doing any better in theaters.
Yeah, no. This it just seems like this just was plain and simply a bad movie.
Yeah.
And critics are literally eating it up. So I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will watch it just for just to make fun of it a little bit. But I like you. I'm a little bit of a Mark Wahlberg fan. He's from where I'm from. I do want to give it a chance, but I really don't want to sit through a 17%
movie.
But you know what's funny is I have sat through 17% and liked it. Like Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Assassin's Creed, the movie, I actually liked because I'm not a fan of the games.
Right.
I don't play the video games. I had no expectations.
That movie was
and there is some Assassin's Creed news. So I think they're making like a series for Netflix.
Yeah, and that's another thing, actually. I'm kind of surprised Ubisoft had their showcase on Saturday. And they had their showcase on Saturday. And they did mention some film and TV news, but they didn't mention anything of the deals that they have going on with Netflix right now. So they are in development of Assassin's Creed series with Netflix. Obviously they saw that the movie did not work out. So they're gonna start over, take it to Netflix and see what they do. Also, as well, a Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell anime is in the work at Netflix as well. That was announced at Netflix Geek Week. So we'll be seeing that. I think they said like in 2022 or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised Ubisoft didn't mention it. Maybe they're waiting. I don't know. Again, what for? But they're holding something close to their chest because they've got, from what I hear, multiple things in development with even as far as Assassin's Creed goes. I've heard.
Yeah. So I mean, what was wrong with the original? Well, what was wrong with the adaptation of Assassin's Creed from a gamer perspective?
Well, basically, it took elements of the game, right? But here's the thing, right? It just part of what made these games so fun, right, was yes, the action, and yes, right, you can do all these crazy stunts and jump off buildings and all that. But there was a historical thing to it, right? It was kind of weird. It was like they'd gotten they put a history class and made it super incredibly enjoyable, and put some violence in there and stuff.
Right.
But but you actually got to learn and it alters history and it plays with history and this back and forth and stuff. And this one was just kind of like I don't know. It was more of this thing of like torture this dude to, you know, get his ancient histories past and learn some things. And it's just more than that. It's so much more than that. And it didn't. I felt like whoever wrote it or whoever adapted just didn't understand that like it's more than just kind of like a violent history game. Like there is that's the thing. You can go in and like change history and play like some of these games you get to see people like Picasso and some of these like other historical figures and stuff that was like it's super cool to interact with and you learn some things too and it's just fun. So I think and what was interesting, right, is you would think that maybe taking some of the history out and just making it more of like a dumbed down violent action, you know, period piece, you know, that would make more money. But actually, no, that as we saw, it went the opposite way. People were like, all right, this is kind of stupid, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I liked it. And
maybe
that says more about me. I don't know.
No. But I think, I mean, here's the thing. I think, well, I don't know. I from what I hear, it's like even people who didn't play the games just didn't find it that interesting. So what did you like about it? What did you find?
Honestly, I think it was more like I'm a big sci-fi fan.
I mean,
I'm a big fan of that like twist on history kind of sci-fi. So I mean, for me, it hit buttons. There were definitely problems that I saw, like just from a film standpoint, like from a moviegoer standpoint. Yeah. But I mean, I suspended belief most of the time for where it needed to be.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, I get it. Look, I to this day love Transformers 1, 2, and 3. I
love Transformers.
And I think the third one has like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's the best one.
One of the best ones.
Yeah, it's the best one to me.
Dude, I love that play on history. I love that twist. Yeah. And I just love that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Well, the game, and that's what I'm saying. That's what's kind of cool. The games take it even deeper. Like, you know, you are a part of history, and you're actually altering things and doing that, but you're also trying to learn things and get other clues and stuff to, you know, get some treasure or some magic or some, you know, whatever. So it's, you know, yeah. I feel like a missed opportunity on that movie, but
a couple last topics here, guys. I know it's Monday night. Started a little bit late too. So I don't think we'll be starting this late. Usually it'll be around 7:30. There's so many streams that start happening at 9:30 that it's like it's stupid.
Yeah, it's a rat race right now.
Yeah. But a couple things before we go. Loki. So Loki broke some records for Disney Plus.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit. We know it broke records for WandaVision and Falcon, but now we know it broke records for Mandalorian too.
Yeah.
Now that was a big one.
Biggest Disney Plus release to date
ever.
Almost 900,000 households took place in watching. Almost 900,000. I think it was a little shy of that. But I mean, that's a lot. That's a big one-day opening. Ooh. Like that's just Wednesday.
And look, it's Marvel might have they might have got it down again. They might have nailed the formula. It's the beginning of summer. I think probably that week was, you know, even if school was still going on, it was probably the week where it's like everybody has half days. So, you know, it was cool anyways. So like they might have got it down, man. It's the rest of the summer. People are off. They're going to want to stay up until midnight and watch that show, or, you know, in your case, 3 a.m. You know, but not only is there a want, there's an availability now, and they are going to capitalize on that.
I mean, if you don't capitalize on that's just idiotic. But I really do think that this Loki show has rejuvenated people for the MCU. We know Eternals didn't really get people hyped. At least the trailer or the teaser didn't really get people excited for the MCU again.
It got me hyped, but not everybody else.
Shang-Chi trailer, very underwhelming.
That one was super underwhelming.
Very, very underwhelming. And then Black Widow has so much delay around it that I don't think anyone's excited for Black Widow anymore.
It's been trying to come out for 2 years.
If they did have any excitement around Black Widow, it's long since passed.
Yeah.
And that movie just needs to happen so people can just like it or
Get
not.
over it. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just get through it.
So
Yeah,
this
you're
show has really done wonders for the MCU so far. Because also Falcon and Winter Soldier, man, it was good. It had its glorious moments.
It was a step up from WandaVision. I'll say that.
Yeah, I loved Falcon and Winter Soldier. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just think that as far as what I'm expecting out of these shows, it didn't really meet the quota. Right. And then don't even get me started with WandaVision. Don't even get me started with WandaVision because that show just
your favorite show of all time, right?
Oh my god, such a waste of my time. Two characters I didn't care about before and don't care about now. They're literally side characters. Like that's it. And then finally, wow, I can't believe this one. So again, we're gonna end it on a rumor. Secret. So the Flash film is okay. Let's take it back to Crisis on Infinite Earths from the CW.
Okay.
Something happened last minute, and they were able to make it happen where Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller met in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths. They want to do this again, but on the movie side, which has never been done for DC, is bring a TV character into a film. Well, in this capacity.
Well, I guess besides Phil Coulson.
Yeah, but no, that was movie to TV.
Yeah, that was movie to TV.
He never came back to film after he went on to TV. So I'm saying from TV into film, like DC's never really brought a character from like a TV show and then brought him into. I don't think even Marvel's done it.
I don't think Marvel's done it until No Way Home, but
yeah. So it's very interesting. I want this to happen.
Yeah,
and then
that'd be really cool.
Andy Muschietti shared first look images at the new suit.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of detail.
It does. I actually really so we know that his suits from the past have kind of this armor look to it as far as in the movies. And this one looks like it's going to be like this actually I don't know, like more tight skin. I don't know. I didn't see the armor aspect of it. So unless it's built in. But yeah, I don't. Did you have a picture?
I did. I can't find it all of a sudden.
Oh, great.
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah. So it definitely it's a change up from the Snyderverse suits, I guess, as you would say, right? But I kind of like it. It does look kind of cool. It looks very I don't know. It's probably I think it's
like CG'd I said. It's definitely more detailed.
It's more detailed.
It's got like texture to it. It's almost like textured.
I think there's some, like I said, some added CG to it.
And the shade of red seems to be lighter as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up two pictures here, but every time you search something for Flash on Google, CW Flash comes up. It's so stupid.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, so let's take a look here at the old suit, the Snyder suit, which you can see is what? Come on, there it is. You can see that the tone of red is really like a really what would you call that red?
Right. Yeah, it's
like a deep red. It's like a metallic red.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. But there's that armor aspect to it, right? Which I did like. I liked a lot, actually. I really liked that armor aspect to it. Now this one, obviously, it kind of makes me wonder. This one looks like he can handle some things, right? He can take more of a punch or whatever without this armor. And now they're switching to a different look that's more of the skin tight, what appears to be more of the skin tight. It almost gave me like a little bit of a Green Lantern suit vibe, to be honest.
Really?
It did a little bit. Not this one, the new suit.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Oh, maybe with the texture, yeah. Well, I found a picture of it. I gotta like kind of crop it though.
Oh, you're good. And then I think the other difference too, right, was the color of the lightning is not blue anymore.
Well, I'm actually not a fan of that. I'm
Of
not
the
a fan
blue
of them
of the blue
changing
lightning.
the. No, I'm not a fan of them changing that.
Oh,
Because
changing the color.
yes, because so speedsters so the way speedsters work is you don't always have like it's your access to the speed force is what determines your lightning color, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's basically like your ability.
Right.
Your ability to manipulate the speed force will determine what color your lightning is. And for Barry as a new Flash, for him to have so why isn't it sending now either? Jesus Christ. Just having a terrible night. What a waste of my time.
It's a slow Monday.
Slow Monday, yeah. Maybe this is why we never streamed on Monday nights.
Monday nights, yeah. I think we're also going against Dave, the film junkie, right now.
Yeah, I'm never doing 9 o'clock again.
Yeah.
Never doing 9 o'clock again. So it's not the greatest.
There we go.
It's not the greatest picture here.
Yeah. But I don't know. I get more of that CG vibe, you know, kind of the Green Lantern CG vibe. Like it's gonna be that skin type, you know, some glow to it or something, you know. But
I don't know if I like the weird pattern though. I know it's like a really close-up shot, but it looks like very
like fingerprints almost.
No. Well, yes, yeah, actually, yes, but it doesn't look like there's a rhyme or reason.
Right. It's just
like there's like random squiggles.
Yeah.
All over it. You can see on the actual seal, there's like these circular, like circles. Yeah. Whereas in this picture, if you were to zoom in, there's nothing like that on this emblem.
Right.
There's no circle design on that. Whereas right. This one, there is. And as you can see, they did stay true to like the logo aspect of it. It's just a different branding. It's just a different way of presenting it almost.
Yeah. We'll see, and we'll have to see too where he gets. Yeah, we'll have to see too where he gets that suit from and why. Hopefully they'll straight up explain.
I hope Bruce
this
makes
is why. It. Yeah, I would think.
I
Bruce,
really hope that Ben Affleck gives him a new suit.
I would think that he does. Yeah, that he makes him something that can, you know, break the speed force easily and deal with all that, you know.
Okay, Caiden says Keaton's Bruce Wayne, but why would Keaton's Bruce Wayne make him a new suit?
Yeah.
Maybe he has the Snyder suit on in the beginning. He travels and he kind of messes his suit up because of how when you run like that, when you run through time like that, it really screws with you. And
not only that, the heat too.
Yeah. Maybe even this suit that he's using, he's never done what he's about to do, run back in time.
Right.
Like
that
much. Because he did it in the Snyder Cut, but his suit,
but it was literally seconds. He literally reversed seconds of time.
He's going years now. Years back.
Yes.
And
not only that, to other universes, you know, not only years back, he's going to other universes. So and here's what I'm thinking. Here's an idea. I would think this would be a really cool idea. I don't obviously have no idea if they'll use it or not. But like, what if Keaton's Batman? Yeah, he makes a suit, and it makes sense because like,
Batman is going to create it in 30 seconds.
But here's what I'm saying. That Batman, that Gotham is like future. It's like future Gotham. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because the Tim Burton world was already kind of had that little futuristic feel to it that Tim Burton created for Gotham. So this is obviously years in the future. Maybe they're full on, like they got the Gotham with the flying cars and stuff and all that type of stuff. So maybe
do you really think that it's going to be a Batman Beyond universe?
That would be so cool. Come on, man.
If they go to which if they keep with the CW, right? If they stay in tone,
right?
Not in tone. If they stay in continuity with the CW, then Keaton's Earth is Earth 89. Right. Or Earth 89. That's the Earth that when they go to in the CW, that's the Tim Burton
world.
The Tim Burton world, and obviously that makes sense, for because of it. That's why they called it that. But when they went to it, it wasn't like flying cars, and it was very much still Earth. It was very much still the Burton universe, the way we saw
maybe they can explain it in that, like, they traveled back to that time frame.
Yes.
The 89 time frame. And then now this movie, they're traveling to the future time frame.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what I would like. I mean, we've seen that they teased the new Batman emblem, right? From the 91 Batman or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which I call the 89 Batman because that's where it originated.
Yeah,
but it seems like I got picked apart for saying that. So
Get it right, man.
But for me, that's the 89 Batman. Like, that's the 80. They didn't change the symbol too much from 89 to 91 or whatever, 92. What was it, 91? 92?
92, actually.
92, yeah. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think's going to happen in The Flash? Because we know he's going to go back and save his mom.
Yeah.
Right? And what's cool is we know that the Reverse Flash is going to be there. Because the Reverse Flash is the one who kills his mom.
Yeah.
In order to create Barry, because he envies Barry at the beginning of his career, but ends up hating him. Or no. I think he envies him, but he hates him at the same time. And but he wants to create him. He needs to create him, and it causes a conflict. And Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, is actually from millennia in the future.
Yeah.
So he runs back in time, kills Barry's mother, which is what sets Barry on the path to becoming the Flash. And then Barry goes back and stops that from happening, realizes the Reverse Flash is the one who killed his mom, and then the Flashpoint paradox happens. Now, how they're going to adapt that to the DCEU, it's obviously not going to be the same exact story.
Yeah.
It's not. We're not going to get, I don't know. We're not going to get Thomas Wayne Batman. We're not going to get Martha Wayne Joker. And, for all we know, Cyborg is not going to be in the movie. Cyborg plays a heavy presence in the Flashpoint paradox.
Well, he's the one that creates, literally helps create what gets him into the multiverse. And so it's kind of, that's the I can get right in that, we're not going to see Thomas Wayne and Martha Joker and all that. But I think the hardest part out of all of it for me is, how do you not include Cyborg, and who replaces his character? Because his character is so important into how Barry gets into the multiverse and does all of these things.
Right.
It's kind of like, who do you replace now, right? Or who do you put in there now in replace of Integrity always shows up at the right time, man. Always at the right time with Integrity.
Zack is back, and he will direct Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, starring Ben Affleck. Zack Snyder's Justice League is relaunching the Snyderverse. This is the first big do-over in cinematic history.
Wouldn't this be considered a continuation, not a do-over? I don't know. Just throwing that out there. But
hey, listen, he's super consistent.
Love it.
But do you think that Flashpoint, or I keep calling it Flashpoint, but do you think that the Flash movie is going to kind of help this Zack Snyder's Justice League? Do you Zack Snyder's DCEU, or do you think it's going to go against it? Look, if word on the street's true, and Henry Cavill's filming a cameo for it, that's a good sign.
It's a very good sign.
Very good sign.
For me, it was a good sign from the beginning, in that they got Ben to come back, because Ben was like adamantly against ever coming back to the DCEU
without Zack.
Right, without
Zack Snyder, Ben did not want to do this anymore.
Yeah, he straight up said he was done. That he's back,
and then they allowed him to write some of the script with him in it. I think that definitely helped a little bit. And I really, no matter what anyone says, I really don't think that Ben Affleck would sign up to do a movie that did injustice to the Snyderverse. I really just don't think it would happen, no matter how much money they gave him.
Even Ezra loves Zach, you know, and
yeah, but I think Ezra's got a different. I think Ezra's got a different mindset.
Yeah,
I think Ezra just needs a paycheck.
Yeah, well, not really. He doesn't have he's got Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, but
Fantastic Beasts takes up so much of his time. You know, that's part of the reason.
I wouldn't say that's his claim to fame, though. I think being the lead in a film is what he needs to be in order to bring his career to the next level, and that's what the Flash is going to allow him to do. He's going to be able to, because let's face it, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was a really cool part of it. Like, his character was really fun to watch. He kind of brought that comedic sense to it, and I really do want to see him star in a film.
Yeah,
I do not want to see him star in a film that does injustice to Zack's Justice League and other stuff like that. So I really do think that Ben Affleck he's definitely it's like there's foreshadowing something. Like, why would he be in this movie if it better not be like a send off. But I don't think they could do that.
That would be pretty wild if they did that and made Keaton the main Batman again. I don't know.
See,
here's what I think, right?
People had complaints that Ben was too old. Yeah. Then you're gonna bring in a 77-year-old to play Batman.
This is what I think, right? This is an opportunity for DC to save themselves. This is an opportunity for DC to save and salvage.
Will they do it?
Salvage the mess that they have, right? But here's the thing. I think it's also so obviously you have the Snyderverse that they can, now bring into canon or whatever, do whatever. But look, you still have that massive group of people that don't like, the Snyderverse and stuff. And here's where you get to do things, and to appeal to the audience that doesn't, like bringing back Keaton's Batman and taking that, out of this, it goes, into a Batman Beyond in a separate universe with Keaton leading that, and just different things that can happen now with the multiverse that just basically appeal to everybody. And that's what they said they were going to do. And I think that's, it's one of the things that makes DC so appealing to me more than Marvel is that there's so many different iterations of these characters and so many reasons why people love them. And why not? Why not be the guys to beat Marvel to it and just say we're gonna give everybody a little piece of what they want,
Right. Yeah. Guys, what I know. All right, listen. I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. The show will not be starting at 9:30 typically, and maybe, just maybe, maybe we can mix in a morning once a week. I don't know, but. Let us know in the comments. What do you like more? Do you like the nighttime or do you like the morning streams? Let us know so that we can better suit everybody. Also, the show will start typically around, what do you think? Maybe 5:30?
5:30? Yeah, 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30 or 6:30. I don't know. We'll decide. But let us know in the comments what you would want. We just want to suffice you, and we want to be able to sit here and talk with you about the stuff we love. We'll be doing a lot more panels on this show, so bringing in more people and having group discussions. I know tonight was a little different. We kind of had to race to get this done. I had a lot to do today. Austin was out today, so this one kind of came together last second. But on Wednesday, I'm going to be getting a panel together. So on Wednesday, I'll announce the time on Twitter. We hope that you'll come join. I was thinking Wednesday we could have a nice big DCEU discussion.
Real quick, Wednesday, we also have the Loki watch party.
Well, it's technically tomorrow night. That's the way I think of it.
You're very correct. That's
the way I think of it, at least.
Yes.
So tomorrow night, we also have, so tomorrow night is Jiving with Jack. Make sure you guys show up for that. As always, super fun. And then later on that evening, we'll go live, probably an hour and a half, maybe this time before Loki debuts on Disney Plus. We'll talk about the first episode, what we expect in episode 2, and some fun. What do I keep? Some fun fan theories. No, some fun fan theories that I think that could be coming to light, and where this show might take us, where the end may bring Loki, and what that could mean, because we know that they already have a season 2 greenlit,
ready to go, getting ready to go.
It doesn't mean they're necessarily doing it yet, but it is greenlit for a season 2. So tomorrow's a big day. Jiving with Jack at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and then our Loki watch party. And Nicotine is not doing watch parties anymore for this show. So we're the only game in town. So
join us.
Join us, guys. We're the only game in town for Loki. Come join us.
Parties. Yeah.
Come watch.
Invite your friends. Get in the chat with your friends. Be shocked with your friends. Say wow in the chat all at the same time. It'll be fun. It'll be wow.
Yeah. And I've been reading up on some Loki stuff, so I'm coming in well versed this week on some stuff that I think might be happening.
Very cool. Very cool.
Other than that, though, make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We want to thank you guys for being viewers of the Pop Culture Corner. You guys are really truly what makes this place great. Integrity, Adam, Nick, Caden, especially Jack Pierre, Prakash. The list literally goes on and on. You guys have truly made this experience unforgettable, and something that I really do wake up to live. I live to wake up for on a daily basis. I couldn't do it without y'all. Especially couldn't do it without Austin, Jack, and even Justice, believe it or not. I don't know I think he might be dead.
We haven't heard from him in a couple of days.
If you've seen Justice,
if you've seen
you can help us locate him.
Oh, we lost our friend, guys.
Have you seen Big Drip? Call the number below if you have, and send a tip through. Also, that is another thing that I'm working on. I'm working on a tip line. So that if you come across a story that you want to talk to us about, you can go to this website and drop a tip to us, kind of like John Campea.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Stealing the idea straight from Campea.
Love it.
And I'm working on how to figure that out right now, guys. So if you want to talk about something specific as of right now, how about this? I'll do this. I was going to type that in the private chat like a weirdo. If you come across a story that you would like to talk about on the show, email pop.culture. I spelled it wrong.
That's always fun.
I keep spelling it wrong.
Don't worry, guys. We swear it's our email.
If you guys come across something that you would like to talk about and you would like it to be featured on the show as a main topic, then email me at pop.culturecorner2020@gmail.com, and we'll start taking requests there. If you have any tips, exclusive stuff that you come across, and if it's appropriate for discussion on the channel, then we can for sure bring that up. We want to keep you guys engaged. We want you to be a third host of the show. So drop a tip to pop.culturecorner2020@gmail.com, and we'll feature your topic if it's appropriate. Guys, we do it for you. We do it for the culture. Follow us on all social media platforms. Follow all the links in the description below, and you can find us anywhere that we are, including our podcast, which is now back on Apple Podcasts. So make sure to head over and rate and review the show on Apple so we can get our reviews back, because we lost them all. We had something. We had like 20, and now we have 2.
Yeah. So guys, like you said, please go check out the show on Apple Podcasts. Make sure to review it.
Not every show goes to Apple Podcasts, guys. Just so you know, it's just only these ones. It's only the Pop Culture Corner podcast episodes that go. And if Quick Dip, we have like an interview, I'll throw those on there too. But yeah, so it's specific audio lineup, ones that are meant to be as a podcast that we also do live here. But yeah, so guys, we'll see you tomorrow for Jiving with Jack.
There you go.
I actually don't have an outro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I actually don't. I'm gonna have to upload one. Hold on. I'm gonna have to upload it. That's how unprepared I was for tonight. That's why this whole thing fell apart.
I can give you a little. Pop culture corner.
For real though, this one just felt off. You know.
Yeah.
This one just felt off.
It's a Monday, man. That's what Mondays are. Mondays are.
I get a case of the Mondays, man.
It is.
But yeah, so don't worry. This isn't usually how it'll be. We usually come in more prepared. Austin was prepared. I just wasn't. I had a long day, and I dropped the ball a little bit, you know. But we're all human.
We all have our days. And we're all just trying to get along, man.
Yep. All right. Well, this is taking too long to upload. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next time.